In this session, we are going to discuss the basic fundamental data structure of Python, that is list, and then we will discuss the basic like C, and then I'll be discussing with the like with the dictionary, like how we are dealing with the dictionaries, right? And then I'm going to discuss with the other part, like how we are dealing with the tuple and so on, right? So first let me explore this list part. Suppose we have list declaration. So in this list declaration we are going to create one any lunch box, right? So in this lunch box so many ingredient will be there, right? So what kind of ingredients? Let's say my mom packed me in my lunch box apples. He also add me chapati, right? She also kept in this lunch banana, and then we had this another ingredient, and let's say this is 5, this is 7.75.8, like water. I'm having 5 liter of water along with this lunch box, or 75.8 is the gram of this lunch box, right? So this might be lunch box value. So you can see the lunch box itself is the combination of different string, float, and this character and everything, and integer also, right? If you want to access some any values,
जूम मीटिंग
let's say,
जूम मीटिंग मीटिंग करेगा.
so now we are going to access this lunch box, and this lunch box will kept my, let's say this is 0, so it's accessing the first element because the index part is starting from 0. Let's say I'm taking 2, which is the third element, banana, right? It's going to access the third element. So in this way you can go for access the item. So I can access the item here, right? If you want to change this value, let's say instead of 5 water, I'm taking this as a like I want to change to 12 liter of water, right? So in order to access the item, you can go for the negative indexing also. So in terms of negative indexing, I'm trying to access this last item, 75.8. 5 is -2, HR is -3, banana is -4, and so on. I'll move towards right to left when you are keeping negative indexing. So this -1 is the very first item on the right hand side, right? So here I'm going to track this value, and this value is -1. This value is the first part of my value, my entire list, right? Now if I'm trying to take this, trying to take any -1 or any second element from here, so what I'll do, I'll try to write -2 instead of -1. I take -2 here, right? Or I'll change this -2, I'll assign this -2 to the 15. So I'll hit run, and when you are trying to print this entire list value on the screen, you can see it's the last item is changed. So from 5 to 15 it has been modified here. You can modify the value, right? So this is called alteration, right? This is called like you can modify the list, right? So you can add the item, right? When we are going to adding item, so we can, how we can add the item, I'm just writing the list name, and then I'm going to insert this list name at like say 0 1 2 3 4 5, right? And at the sixth place let me put this knife, right? And hit run. Now let me run this code again, which is the entire printing part. You can see I have inserted one more element, knife, at the 6 indexing, right? If you write 5 here, so this 75.8 will be overwritten, right? So this is the integer part, right? Indexing part and the value, right? Then if you want to pop up, right? So pop function, we have pop function for the popping out, right? Can you see this is popping out the last element from the list, right? And then we are going to run this code again. So then it is going to pop out second last, and so on, right? So finally you can go for the list performing, list extracting, right? Next part of this list is called slicing, and this is again again a question which is being asked in the interview, like what is slicing in the list, what are the different values in there. So we can go for the slicing part, right? What are these slicing? Let's say I'm writing lunch box, and within the square bracket, if I'm writing 0 to 3, so you can see it's showing 0 1 2. So 0 1 2, 0 to 2 indexing number, right? If I'm going to write 4, so it's going to write 0 1 2 3, right? So 4 indexing values are printed out, right? So this is the indexing part. You can slice the value, or you can take the slice in between also. Let's say I'm starting from the second indexing, right? And I need fifth values, right? Second, third, fourth. So I will have to put 6 because second term, second integer number is excluded. That's n minus 1. Formula is n minus 1, right? So I'll have to keep one more value from the exact position, right? So I am going to run this one. You can see this is printing banana and like 2 4 5 indexed values, right? So this is the all about indexing and slicing for my list value, right? When we talk about dictionary, suppose we have dictionary name. Let me copy this name, cut C, and this dictionary is using curly braces. Previously till now we were using square bracket, but now we are using curly braces here, right? So for this curly braces, let's say I'm going to take weight, and along with this weight I'm having 35, right? Suppose the height of the student, this is the student data, and I want to keep the column name also. The height of student is 5.65 feet 6 inches, right? So I'm going to run this code, and if you want to print this dictionary, once you have declared, you will get the keys and the value. Everything will be printed out, right? What are the keys here? Suppose if you go for the whiteboard, meanwhile our whiteboard is opening, we can write the keys. If I'm going to print this keys, so it's showing only first values, which is keys, right? When I'm trying to print the values for my dictionary, so it will give respective values, weight 35, height 5.6, right? So what are keys and values here? Let's go for the like actual scenario there, how they are working together. Okay, so meanwhile we can go for more part. Like suppose I'm going to take dictionaries, and then I'm having another parameter, like let's say I want to add BMI, right? So then BMI is equal to, let's say body mass index for my candidate is 78, right? I'm going to run this one, and if you will run this code, you will find 3 items. First is weight, second is height, third BMI, which is just inserted by us. Initially you had declared only 2 parameters, but right now you have 3 parameters just because of this command, right? So this is the part, like suppose we have this entire table, right? Inside the entire table we have so many attributes, right? So what are these attributes? Let's say this is height, right? So inside this height, we are getting the values of this one. So here we have keys. This is called keys. And second term, we have got weights. WEIGST, that's the second column, right? Third part, we have BMI, which is just we have added here, right? This is the third record, right? So along with this, we have respective value 35, 7.6. So this is 35. This is weight is 7.6, right? And 5.6, and then 75.6 and 78, right? So this will be body mass index, and this will be weight, this will be height, right? Now when you will further classification all these is, you will find these are values. From picture itself you can clearly shown that these are keys, right? So you can have unique keys but not unique values, right? You can repeat the values also, right? Let's say I want to add any other thing. Let's say cut C, cut B. Let's say I am adding BMI, and then I'm adding like 4 to 1. This is my BMI. And again, I'm going to print this dictionary, display the element of my dictionary. Here I'm having the same BMI, but the values for my BMI is changed, right? But if you change little bit difference in the BMI, like even in the underscore, if you add underscore, simple underscore or simple space there, and write something 3 to 1, right? So let me hit run this code, and let me print my entire dictionary again on the screen. So it's displaying BMI, old BMI, and the new BMI, because this spelling of the new BMI is and little bit difference. So there are tiny difference between this BMI and this BMI. Whereas we have seen in the previous one, it just overwrited the old one, which means you cannot have duplicate index values, right? So duplicate keys, right? But we can have duplicate values, right? Suppose you are keeping this 4 to 1 and dictionary value 1. So you can see both BMI are having same numbers. So it hardly matters what kind of values you are keeping, but anyhow you will have to keep the unique numbers, right? To go, then we will be covering more topics here, right? So what are the methods when we want to remove items from the dictionary, right? So for this we have DEL. So DEL, removing items from dictionary, and from the dictionary name I am going to remove any, let's say this BMI, and I'm going to add this one, right? Hit run, and if you will display the element for this one, again you will find you have removed this DLI, this BMI, and this is the entire display one, entire this one. Only single BMI is just there, right? So entire keys and values are removed by us using this DEL command, right? So similarly, we have next part of this dictionary part, which is called strings, right? Let's say we have a string name, and this string name text long is having data science course, right? So let me run this code, right? If you want to print, display the value of this value, so string name, and you can see TechLang is having data science course, right? But what about the string concatenation, right? Suppose I am having this string concatenation and the last name is exclamation somewhere, and I'm creating new string which is saying name and string name with last tag. right? And finally, I'm going to print this one. Let me run this code. You can see the Teklang is having data science course along with the exclamation sign is just printed out. But initially we had only this statement, but by using this plus sign, which is arithmetic operator, but here it is called concatenation, right? We are adding two string using this plus sign, which is adding two string parts there, right? So you can create more and more numbers there, right? String concatenation can behave in other formats, like we have name, right? So I'm going to asking this name from the user. So name, enter your name, right? So let's say I'm writing Tirupati, right? So Tirupati is entered by us and we are assigning this value to the name variable. This is assignment operator and we are assigning this name variable. We are creating the box and inside this container this Tirupati is assigned there. Now this is not empty container, rather it's consisting of Tirupati. Now we are greeting this name, greeting hello name, and just run. You can see hello Tirupati, message display on your ATM machine. This is the way we can display the entire number when you have entered any ATM machine or enter any part here, right? Second thing we have is string methods. Here we have string length and string len. So len means suppose we have this name and anything, suppose we have this name and I want to count the number of characters. You can see this name is consisting 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So let me run this code and let's see v this one. You can see this 9 is just printed out, right? So this 9 is just length of my entire string. You don't need to count any string, any statement, any line, any text number, but we are printing this 9 value, this number of length, right? Suppose we want to check this hello and hello my greetings to you, right? This is my entire statement, right? And this greeting is just printed by us and we want to count the entire string value, right? So I'm going to string length and then inside the length function I am passing this greeting statement, right? So I'm going to print this. So what is this 39? This 39 is count value for this HELLO, including these spaces until 3 exclamation and so on, right? So we have these numbers here, right? Now the interview asks, can we convert in the IT companies? We have so many interview session and in any round they may ask if you want to convert this entire hello my string to you into the upper string. So string format is also consisting different uppers and lower functions, right? So suppose we have a string name and like let's say this greeting only, we have greetings, and for this greeting I want to convert into the upper value. So let me run this. Can you see now it has been entirely changed? Hello my greetings to you Tirupati, right? So this is the uppercase for my value, right? But if you want to change the entire label to the lowercase, so for this upper length I want to convert into the lower file instead of string name. Okay, so let me hit run. So you can see Teklang is having data science course, so it just converted into the lowercase, right? Using this lower LOWER, right? But if you want to convert this hello my greetings to you, you can take this variable here and write just before this dot and lower, because you want to apply this lower method over this string variable. So we need that string. So upper underscore length is consisting of this statement and this will convert entire value into the lower. So you can see this transform has been there where we have converted entire uppercase to the lowercase. So these small tiny questions are being in the interview, like how will you convert these value, if you have any agenda or if any text file where we need to change the entire uppercase, lowercase, or sentence case. So many other cases are there, title case, right? So what's our methods? What are these string methods? So you can go in these ways, right? In this direction, you can give response in this way. Okay. So when we talk about the tuple, which is the next data structure, so for tuple declaration, we have round bracket, right? So for a string, we have just quotes, right? For dictionary, we have curly braces, keys, values, respective. For list, we have square bracket. But as far as the brackets assigned for the tuples are, these are called this one, round bracket, right? So when we have this tuple name, cut C, and then tuple name, so you can see this is entire string value, right? If you want to access this tuple name, so you can go for the tuple 1. So this will access the second element, because indexing is starting from 0. So 45 is at the place of 0, 12 is at 1. So we will access second element there. If you want to access 0, 1, 2, 3, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, so we have fourth, and then you can see this fifth element just accessed by this index value, right? So accessing tuple is quite easy. We have same method like in the list we had. So the accessing tuple items, we can access the another -1. Can we see? And -1 is working. Yes. So 21 is -1, 5 is -2, 18 is -3, and so on. So we can access the tuple from the right hand side also, right? Can we go slicing inside the tuple? Yes, we can access the fourth element and fifth element. So here you can see this fourth, cut C and cut V. Here we can see fourth and fifth elements are printed, because this is 5. So it will print third and fourth only, right? If you want to add more slicing, so you can see this is again 2 to 7, right? Here we are printing second to sixth element, right? So this is 7, means sixth element will be printed out. So 29 is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Till last element, right? So we have another way for this tuple slicing also. This is called negative indexing. So can we go minus, let's say I'm printing -4 till -2, right? So it's printing 15, 18. So let's go back. So -4 is 15, 18 is this one. So you can see -1, -2, -3. So it's again excluding the second part. So it will reach -4 till -3 only, right? If you want to print one more element, so you will have to print -1, right? But if you want to print all the string, let's say from this tuple slicing, we have tuple name, cut C, and inside the tuple name we have numerous elements, right? So inside the numerous elements, we are trying to access some third. If you will keep the second element post colon just empty, so it will print third to last element. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, sorry, fourth, fifth till last, right? So in the reverse order, if you will keep the first position blank, which means it's asking for very first element till the required value. Let's say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will print 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So it will print till 3 value here, right? Till 15, right? Because it's a 4, it will exclude 1. So this value, so till 3 it will be printed. So 0, 1, 2, 3, right? Now you can see this empty value showing the very first index value till the starting point and n minus 1, right? This is the notation for my slicing value, tuple slicing, right? Okay. So what's the next agenda? Next agenda is called set, right? So how we are going to deal with set, how the sets are being defined in the particular values, right? Let's see. When you are going to declare this set, we have curly braces here, right? So what are these curly braces? These curly braces are consisting of few elements, let's say 45, 15, 18, 19, and let me print this value here, courtesy and set value. Hit enter, and you can see it's a printing curly braces set. But the difference between dictionary and set is it's not consisting keys and values both, but rather it's a printing only one value, right? If you want to add, like adding an item into set using this add value, right? This is add here. So here we can see this set name, but see is just adding 10 here. But you see the sequence of this one, the sequence of these elements showing we do not have indexing, respective indexing. You cannot say that 45 is having 0 indexing, 45, 40, 15 is having 1 indexing, 18 having next indexing. This is sorted values, increasing order. Or in other terms, you can say these values cannot be retrieved, cannot be fetched using index number because they do not have respective values here, right? We will see in few seconds how they are going to impact. Let me add one more element in my set. Adding items to a set is using add functions. Here we have add value. Let me print this set here, and here you can see it's adding 65 in the mid, not at the last, right? If you want to remove any element from your existing one, so you can go for removing items from a set. It's using remove function. So remove function is what? Remove function is using 88, and it's going to remove that number 88, right? So let me copy this set one and then run here. So here you can see this set is now excluding this 88 value, which is just removed here, right? When we have two sets, set 1 and let's say set 2, and both sets are consisting different values, and let me run this code, right? So for these sets you can go for set theory operations. So what are these set operations? Like union, intersections, their common values. You want to go for the intersection part. This concept says when you are trying to capture union set among set 1 and set 2, which means the values common in between 1, 4, 5 and this one all are printed. This is union of this one, right? Whereas when we are trying to create, let's say suppose this is set 1 and set 2, and 4, 1 and 4, 1 are common in these two sets, right? But this time I'm going to create intersection for my sets. So this intersection creating set 1 over intersection method and set 2. This will take intersection set. Let me run this one. You can see the intersection part, which is 1, 4 and 1, 4 common to both sets are printed out, right? So if you won't write the wrong value or 1 or 2 missing or wrong concept keywords there, then you will get the error. This error will be thrown on your screen. So this will be summarizing part here, right? Other set operations are we have more separation. Let's say difference. So what is difference here? This is set, right? So inside this set, here I am going to subtract this value. So this set 1 is going to subtract this one. So what will happen? It will subtract this 4 1 and the 4 1, both these values it will subtract, right? Because this is the part of set 1, set 2 also, right? So let me run this one. So you can see it's a printing only 15, 20, 45, 88, 92, 15, 45, 18, excluding 4 1, because these two terms are part of this set 2 and it's going to subtract this part. So in the Venn diagram, if you take the help of Venn diagram also, you can see this is the first part, cut C and cut V, and this is the second part, right? Now if you are going to, let me fill this one. Yes, can you see this one? And let me fill this part by this color, right? You can see these two are subtracted one, right? But when you are subtracting these two one, you are subtracting this portion also from your orange one. Let's say this is the set 1, right? And this is the part of set 2, right? And what are these common parts? This common part is consisting of 4, 1, because these two values are only common in between set 1 and set 2. But now my objective is to subtract this common value among this one, from the set 1, because I have written set 1 minus this one, not set 2 minus. If I get set 2 minus this one, so I'll get 8 and 2 only. But here I have written the order of set 1 is again very much important. So I'm going to write this difference over here and we will get the respective difference. Now set operations, if you go for the set operations, here we have set 2 operation difference. So you can see 2 and 8 are displayed because they are excluding 1, 4 again, right? The next part, we have very important part, this which is called list comprehensive, right? And listen very carefully, what are these list comprehensive and how we are writing, right? Suppose we are going to create new list from an existing list, right? So this is one list 1. So this is list 1, 1, 3, 2, 5, 7, 9, 6, 10, 12, 25, right? So this list 1 is just created by me, right? And let me run this one, right? So using this list 1, I'm going to create new list. This new list is again axing I asterisk 2 for I in list 1. So let me print this new list in the next line. It will display this value. So you can see this new terms, this new list is nothing new, but operations perform on the existing elements. Existing element are these one. What are the operation? Operation is just multiply by 2. So when I will multiply each item by 2, I'll get the same output here. You can see 25 to the 50, 12 to the 24, 10 to the 20, and so on, right? This is how you can create any list, or you can change or alter any values using the existing list, or in either word, using list comprehensions, you can use same list over multiple times without changing their properties, without changing their characteristics and everything. Now we are doing something different, and this is called creating a new list from an existing one. So this is our our objective. So conditionally creating new list from the existing one. So again, we have this list one already, and then I'm going to create new list, and this new list is something I for I in list 1 if I percentage 2 equal to 0, right? And let me print this new thing. So if you want to illustrate more about this statement says I means every element inside this list 1. I for I in list, this is the counter 1, and when I am going to iterate this I in list 1, which means I am traversing from first to last, I am going to perform all the operations over all these elements. This is list 1, and if I percentage 2 means this is checking even number, even condition, whether the particular element is even or odd. This is dividing each element by 2. If the remainder is equal to 0, mathematically this number is even. M assigning only the numbers to this new list which is consisting even numbers here, right? In the list 1, right? You can see few numbers are even, few numbers are odd. Let me run this code. You can see 2, 6, 10, 12. So all the list consisting of only even numbers. In either direction, you can choose odd numbers also. But what kind of changes you need to make? You just create not equal to 0, which is 1. When you are having non-zero means of course the remainder would be 1, right? So we have non-zero means remainder 1, and this value will be assigned to new list, right? So you will run this code, you will find all the odd numbers in my list, right? So this is the part of conditionally creating. You are having this condition, this I percentage 2, and this is for even numbers. You can go for any other conditions also, greater than 1000, less than 25, or is it between any ratings is for y, any dollar amount is more than this one, right? Any price value for your general purpose meeting, right? You are going to take that kind of idea also, right? Okay, so so the next part we are going to discuss is called modules, right? So in this modules we have import method. Let's say we are having import method, right? So using import method, we are going to import some sqrt functions. So here we have, from this module I'm going to import sqrt method. So importing a specific function or method from the given module can be write this one, right? Suppose if I'm going to write sqrt dot sqrt or math dot sqrt square root of 16, so you will find 4, right? Because it's already defined here. We have already access or fetch all the methods from the math module. Now we are finding, if you want to import a specific function from that module, not the entire module, then you can write from math import sqrt, right? Or if you want to add all the modules, so you can write from importing all functions from your module, you can write this, right? All function from a modules. Asterisk means all, right? Now I can write like sign, like when I'll have to use the math like module name and then sign of 30 value. Here you can see it's giving sine 30 degree, right? You can give the any trigonometric like tangent, what is tan h, cos theta, any mathematical background there, right? But if you write only cos of 60 degree, it won't print, right? Okay, it's taking because we had already printed, already acquired there, right? So this is more about modules and packages, and we have so many numbers. This was just introduction part, like how to import a specific function, how to fetch the entire value, right? How you can conclude your entire Python file there. So this, in the same method, you can import more and more values here. Like, as far as this IT jobs or IT interviews are concerned, you'll have to focus the basic questions, right? So they will ask like, what is basic question, what is list comprehensive, right? So what is list comprehensive, they will ask, right? Or they will ask some. So here are few questions, one by one you can go through it. So we are going to start from the question number 1. Okay, so basic data types in Python. What are the basic data types in Python? They can ask in the interview, and you will have to count the numbers. We have integers, we have float, string, boolean, list. All right. So this might be the entire brief discussion here, right? Second question might be, how do you convert a string to an integer? This part is called typecasting. Once you have defined any number as a string, so it will give number as a 10, and number string will convert into integer and number string. This integer is converting this string value to the number, to the integer one. So this is how we can convert the entire value. Next question they can ask, how do you check data type of a variable in Python, right? So here we have method for this, type number. So you can go for type value and go for this value. So cut C, cut B. So we have print and number, let's say 12. So you can see this is printing type number. Now we are printing type of this number. This is integer belonging class. Why class? Because everything in the Python is class and object. All right. So here you can see these integers are object, like objects, right? Here integer is again object, float is again a class, string is class, boolean is class, list is again class. Everything is class inside the Python, right? And they have automatic object value respective. Fourth question is, what is the difference between list and tuple? So a list is mutable. Mutable means you can change values, right? We have already seen there, list values can be changed there. We can change the values, we can alter the values, but in the set we cannot, in the tuple we cannot change the value. How it is possible? Go back to the list. Okay, we have at the top here we have tuple, right? So inside the tuple name, let's see, if I'm going to add this tuple name any 2 and assign this value 4 5, so it will give any error. So this is not supporting item assignment, which means you cannot assign this one, right? But here we can see the any other data type is can be assigned using this index format, right? Now in other terms, if you are adding this number, right, here we have tuple name, and this is going to add this one, and we have, let's say I want to add 8 in my existing one. You can see again it's showing this value, because inside the tuple you cannot add the element. Once it has been described, no one can change or alter these numbers. Neither you can delete or neither you can add numbers, right? So this operations or this part is called, let me come out comment on this one, this part or this operation is called mutable. We are having tuple as a immutable. You cannot change or alter the value, meaning its element cannot be changed after creation. Next, how do you create empty dictionary? So it's a very empty, very clear. Like you can create empty dictionary using braces, and you can define keys and value in next piece of code and next sessions and all, right? You can define there, and you can conclude, or you can discuss any other times, right? So this is the way we can discuss, right? So we will discuss this ops concept in the next session. I think this is sufficient for today. Let me download this IPY file, and we have session 2, and this got X long, and we have this GitHub, right? Inside the desktop repository, I'm going to create new repository. This is called Python from scratch. Right, so Python from scratch is available for me, and I am going to create this repository, and once it is created, I'm going to upload an existing file, and they are going to take long. July 13, both the sessions are uploaded here, session 1 and session 2, and commit changes. And let me share the link to you so that you can access this part. So this is GitHub,